Okay. Okay. All right. All right. Thank you. Thank you for responding. So, okay. So, Afia said, I'm really good. Okay. Anybody else? Someone said, Alhamdulillah. Engineer MD Abdul Rahman said, I'm great. Okay. Okay. Glad to know that. So, please type in the chat box. How are you today? I'd like to see. Okay. 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 Thank you. Thank you. So someone else is asking me, how am I? Okay, I'm really great. I'm really blessed. So I'm really blessed because just I woke up early in the morning to contribute myself and to start my mission. And you know, my mission is to help millions of students to speak in English naturally. That is my mission. So now, can you please type in the chat box? How was the last class? Have you learned anything? Was that exciting? Have you done your presentation? How was the presentation? I'd like to know in the comment box. Type in the chat box, how was the last class? So if it is okay, just please type in the chat box, okay? If it is outstanding, type in the chat box, outstanding, okay? Got it, thank you. So Hamida said, I didn't attend, okay? Class was great, okay? Tanim said, outstanding. Sadia said, awesome, okay? All right. Okay, last class was amazing. Okay, outstanding. I'm really glad to know that, right? So literally, it's pumped my blood to help you a lot. So thank you, thanks for responding. So today, today's class is very important, right? So most students struggle a lot to speak 2 to 3 minutes in English. I repeat, most students struggle a lot to speak 2 to 3 minutes in English, right? And after having today's class, I believe that you will not struggle at all, and you will be able to speak English one and one, right? So how long you'd like to speak in English, you can. So that's the challenge for today's class. So at the end of the today's class, I will prove you that you can speak English as long as you want. So how many of you like to speak English fluently? I'd like to see. If you'd like to speak English fluently, please type in the chat box, me. I'd like to see how many of you are really excited to speak English fluently without any sort of problems, struggles, and hesitation. Okay, excellent. Thank you. Thank you. So all you got to do is, you got to listen to me, right? Okay, now I'm going to ask you a very important question. So that question changed my life, right? So why do you want to learn English? Type in the chat box. Why? What's your why? Type in the chat box. What's your why? Why do you want to learn English? Okay. Tanzil said, I'd like to go abroad. Okay. Mizaner said, I'd like to be fluent in speaking English. Okay. Anybody else? I find it interesting to learn. Okay. Go abroad for higher studies. Okay. To improve my knowledge in. Okay. Please type in the chat box. I'd like to see. Okay. Akram said, I'd like to be a perfect lecturer, something else. Okay. Shohan said, I love to speak English because it's an international language. Okay. Ibrahim said, I'd like to go abroad. Rubel Ahmed said, I want to go abroad for my higher education. Okay. Cyrene Rahman said, I want to go abroad for higher studies. Okay. Noyan Mia said, I would like to improve my career. Okay, excellent. Thanks for sharing. Please keep typing. Okay. Zubair said, I want to go abroad. Brahadul Islam said, I want to be a native speaker and content creator. Okay. Robiul Islam said, go abroad for my master's degree. Okay, excellent. Excellent. Anybody else? Please type in the chat box. What's your why? Why do you want to learn English? So now, do you want to know my why? If you would like to know my why, please type in the chat box. I want to know your why. I'd like to see. Okay. So do you want to learn? Do you want to know why I have learned English? Type in the chat box. I'd like to see. Okay. Before answering these questions, my answer is in the envelope. Can you see an envelope? So that's the reason I wanted to learn English. Guys, what is inside the envelope? Type in the chat box. What is the inside in the envelope? Type in the chat box. That's the reason I wanted to learn English. Okay, maybe it's $1. Okay, anybody else? Guys, what is inside in the envelope? My why is inside the envelope, right? Anybody else? Maybe job application. Okay. Okay, Tanzil. Thanks for sharing, but unfortunate answer is not. Afia said money. You got admitted. Pound, job appointment. Okay. So, okay. Business card, any certificate, maybe CV. Okay. Okay. Okay, sure. It was 10, 12 years ago when I made my CV and I was, submitting here and there, right? It was 10, 12 years ago. Now I have built a company where 27 people are working with me, right? So I'm not looking for the job, right? So I'm here to help people with the employment. I mean, giving the jobs, right? So, okay, someone said certificate of $1,200. Okay, however, so my answer is, this is the reason I wanted to learn English. So can you see what is here? If you can see, that's the reason I wanted to learn English. That's the reason. So type in the chat box what you can see right now. Type in the chat box what you can see right now. Right? Type in the chat box if you can see what is inside. It's not dollar. So type in the chat box what you can see. Okay, so that's the reason I wanted to learn English. And now I'd like to explain why I showed this. Because if you see it, it gives you clarity and you can achieve it. So the reason I wanted to learn English, because the moment I understand that pound equals today's rate is 117 taka, right? So that means if I switch the country and if I can earn in pounds, that means I'm increasing my income 117 times. How many times? Please type in the chat box, right? Type in the chat box, how many times? So for example, here is 1,000 pounds, 117, 117. Today's rate is 117.50. Okay, make it the round figure. So 170 times. So let's say here is 1,000 pounds, right? So how much is in your currency? Put in the chat box. Put in the chat box. So let's say here is 1,000 pounds, right? So how much is in your currency all together? Type in the chat box. I'd like to see it. Yeah, type in the chat box. How much is in your currency? So Rakibul Islam said 80,000 maybe. Rakibul 170 times into 1,000, right? So I think you got to go to math class as well, not English. So yeah, that's right. Is 117,000. That's right. So just imagine if I can help an international students to come to study in the UK, and if they get settled, they can help literally 3 families. For example, for me, I can help my families in the UK. I can help the back home family in Bangladesh, and I can help my lost family in Bangladesh as well, right? So literally, if I can help an international students to come into the UK, US, or Canada, literally I have helped 3 families. Do you understand? So that's the reason we have started helping a lot of international students studying in different countries. So now, so you got to know your why. The first thing is, if you'd like to achieve something, the first thing you need to what? Type in the chat box. WHAT, what? That's the first thing you need to know. If you'd like to achieve something, the first thing you need to know what. That's the first thing. Second thing is why. Why, right? First thing is what? Second thing is why. You don't have to you don't have to be concerned about how, because how is the later part. Now I'd like to share a story from my life so that you can understand why is so important to understand these 3 steps. So the first thing is you need to understand what you want to achieve. And second thing is you need to understand what's your why you'd like to achieve that. And the third thing is how. So once you understand your why, how will come automatically. Okay, this is very, very important thing. So that's why I'd like to mention in Bengali as well. So the first thing, আপনাকে জানতে হবে what's your what. কি আপনি achieve করতে চান আপনার লাইফে. That's the first thing you got to understand. Second thing is why. Why do you want to achieve that, right? So if you understand this is my why, I want to achieve for the reasons of X, Y, Z, that means you are much more committed to your what you want to achieve, right? And the third thing is how. Now, still I can remember. So I was invited a seminar like you. So that was the seminar from Birmingham City University, right? And our presenter, he gave all the information about the university, entry requirement, qualification, all sort of things, right? And the finally is I have just raised my hand and I asked the question. So thank you for all the information you have given to us. And then I asked something that was very, very important in my life. And I asked them that, can I get my money back? Because that time I was not that much good in English. And the presenter, he was literally confused. He said, excuse me, what do you mean by that? And I said, sorry, I didn't mean something like that. What I was supposed to ask you is, so let's say I'm investing my tuition fees to the university, then I'm flying to the UK. At the end of my course, is there any way, can I earn all the money, what I invested, and can I get it back? And he started smiling at me and he said, of course, that's a very good question. And that's called PSW. Type in the chat box, PSW. PSW. So that's the answer that changed my whole life, right? So then he said, look, if you are coming here, I mean in the UK to study, and once you finish your course, you're going to jump into PSW, that means post-study work, right? So what does it mean? It means after finishing your course, you're going to have 2 years full-time work permit. And just imagine that if you save £1,000 every month, at the end of the 2 years PSW, you are saving £24,000, right? And just imagine. So if you multiply 170 times into 24,000 pounds, how much is that? Is over 30 lakhs, right? At the moment I have decided, well, I got to fly to the UK, right? So I was thinking, wow, what could be better than that, right? So I'm getting my master's degree from Birmingham City University. I'm getting 2 years full-time work permit as PSW, and then I'm saving like over 30 lakhs. And I'm not sure whether I'm going to stay there or I'll come back to Bangladesh, but it's still, I'm happy because I'm getting a lot of things. My qualification, over 30 lakhs, and a lot of experience in the first world country, right? So that's the decision changed my life. So first of all, you got to know your what you want to achieve in your life, right? I know there are a lot of intermediate students. They are thinking about Should I go to university? Go to engineering college? Should I go to medical college? Should I, fly to the UK, US, or Canada to study, right? So first of all, you got to make a decision what you want to achieve in your life, right? Don't confuse yourself, right? That's the first thing you got to understand. What do you want to achieve in your life? Once you understand that, well, I want to achieve this thing, that means you got clarity, right? So who understood what I just said for last 2 to 3 minutes? Type in the chat box, understood. I'd like to see how many of you really understood what I mean by that, right? So first of all, you got to know your what do you want to achieve in your life? So once you understand what, then ask yourself, why do you want to achieve that? So for example, for my case, I wanted to help my family, right? I wanted to build a nice house in Bangladesh and to buy a house in the UK. I wanted to buy Range Rover, right? So that was my why. I wanted to donate some sort of money to the people who need it, right? So that was my why. And once I connected with my why, that was really easy to achieve that. So first thing is you need to know what you want to achieve. Second thing is why do you want to achieve it? And the third is how. How is not very, very important. Now I'm going to tell you a story. Why, how is not that much important, right? So once I get started, taking preparation for IELTS, and I set for the IELTS exam, I got a score, and to make your application to the university and to make a visa application, it doesn't cost a lot, probably 5,000 to 7,000 pounds. So once you have done that and you got the visa, there are a lot of people out there, right? They will give you money. That happened to my life as well. Once I got my visa and I told my dad that I need to fly, and he said, okay, let me check. So he just approached to a few people. He said, my son got a UK visa, so he wanted to fly to the UK. I'm in some sort of financial struggle. Can you please help? What do you think? A lot of people jump into to provide the money. That's going to happen to your life as well. Don't think about the how right now. So the first thing you got to understand is what I want to achieve in my life. Second thing is why do I want to achieve in my life? And the third thing is how. It's not that much important. It's going to come automatically, right? So that's the real thing I wanted to make you understand. Once you understand this, once you make the decision, your life will be really, really beautiful, right? So now we'd like to go into the previous classes. Can you still remember? I told you 80% and 20%. So what is 80% of your success? Type in the chat box. What was the 80% of your success? Where do you need to focus? 80%, what was that? Type in the chat box, please. Type in the chat box. Okay, that's right. That was psychology. So if you'd like to achieve something, if you'd like to have a lot of success in your life, 80% is psychology, right? So most of the battles are fought before going to the battlefield. Let me say it one more time. Most of the battles are fought before going to the battlefield, right? What I mean by that is, অধিকাংশ যুদ্ধেই জয়ী হয় যুদ্ধ নামার আগে. It's all about mindset. It's all about psychology. So that's why imagination is so much important. So once you have got some sort of leisure time, I would recommend you imagine what you can achieve in your life. If you see in your imagination that okay, you can achieve it, in reality you can achieve it, right? So this is very, very important. So psychology is very, very important. So 80% is psychology in your success and 20% is mechanism. So what I'm doing last 10 minutes, I'm trying to build up your mindset. This is all about the psychology, right? So once you go there, once you stay in the peak state point, you can achieve it, whatever you want to achieve. And the second thing is strategy or mechanism, right? So whatever you want to do, you got to do it. But I repeat, first is what. So identify what you want to achieve in your life. Second thing is why do you want to achieve in your life? And third thing is how. So focus on the first thing, what, then why, then the last thing is how. So in the last class, we we have learned so many things. We have practiced so many things. Can you remember in the last class what you have done? Type in the chat box, please. What we have done in the last class. Type in the chat box. What we have done. What we have learned in the last class. That was all about introducing myself. That's right. That was presentation, introducing myself. Okay. Okay. That was the last class. So introducing myself. So how many of you have done your presentation? Please type in the chat box. I'd like to see. How many of you have done your presentation? Please type in the chat box. So if you have done it, please type in the chat box, I did it. Okay. So class, you said done. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Congratulations. Congratulations. Now I'd like to ask you a very important question. So can you please type in the chat box? In Bengali language, it says khilte khilte da. Type in the chat box. So likhte likhte lekho, khilte khilte. What do you say in Bengali? Type in the chat box. Okay, khilte khilte khelwar, right? Type in the chat box. Type in the chat box. Khilte khilte. Right. Thank you. Thank you. And jante jante. Type in the chat box. Right. So likhte likhte lekho, khilte khilte khelwar, jante jante. Right. Right. Type in the chat box. Right. So one of my students, he said, jante jante Januar, right? So we don't like to be a Januar, right? So all you got to do is you got to learn something, you got to implement, and you got to achieve. That are the 3 steps for learning. So if you learn so much thing and if you don't implement, you are not going to achieve that, right? So I repeat, learning, implementing, and achieving, right? So if you just keep learning, if you don't implement it, how are you going to achieve it? So please apply it, implement it, and achieve it, right? So if I recommend you to do something, please do it. If you haven't done your homework yet, I recommend you, please do it today and upload in the Facebook group, right? So that's the thing I wanted to know from you. So now I'm gonna share my screen in a minute, and a few students, they haven't got any clue. So what we are doing. So that was the last class we have done. So here you go. So this was the presentation, right? So what are you gonna do? We're gonna just do a little bit recap. So I'm gonna unmute yourself. All you got to do, you need to give me 10 sentences, and this is how I need to give with confidence, right? With a lot of energy. And before having the energy, so okay, we're gonna do this, and after that we're gonna bring up some energy, and then we're gonna jump into the new class. So all you got to do is you need to say, hi, my name is Habib, and I'm from Bangladesh. I'm a resident of UK, and I'm a teacher. My father was a high school teacher, my mom was a primary school teacher, and there are 7 members in my family. And I was a student of Kashamabad Govt Primary School, and my hobby are traveling and teaching, and my future plan is to help millions of students to speak English fluently. Thanks for listening, right? So that's the presentation you got to do now, right? So what I'm gonna do, I'll unmute everyone else, and I'll request to start doing the presentation with me. Are you ready? If you're ready, please type in the chat box, ready. I'd like to see how many of you are really ready. And okay, type in the chat box, ready, R-E-A-D-Y. Excellent, excellent. Thank you. Thanks for responding. Yeah, I'd like to see how many of you are really ready. Type in the chat box, R-E-A-D-Y. So now I'd like to request you to unmute yourself and give a presentation. Once I say 3, 2, 1, go, you got to give a presentation, right? So please unmute yourself. 3, 2, 1, go. Let's start. Hi everyone.
My name is
My name is
Safwan.
Rimon. I am from residential now. I am a
Bangladesh.
resident of
Subramon.
I'm a student of
I am a
I'm from Kutia.
my
housewife.
father is a
Mother is a
businessman. My mother is a homemaker.
my
There
mother
are
is a
student members.
Okay. Thank you. Thanks a lot. So now we're gonna do it one more time, but this time with loads of energy, right? So once you started speaking, it got too loud. And that's the first requirement to speak in English, I would say in fluent way. So if you speak loudly, you will find the energy, you will find the confidence, and this is how you got to improve your English, right? So here is the thing. So we're gonna speak it a bit loudly, and we're gonna finish it in one breath, right? So you're gonna take only one breath, and we're gonna speak loudly. So we're gonna try one more time. Please unmute yourself. Unmute yourself. 3, 2, 1, go. Let's start.
My name is Rukunuddin. I come from
Maharaja Chattogram. I am the president of
I'm from
that's the reason. Then there is a my
I am resident of
hobby is
when my mother is a
future
homemaker.
to be a business.
Family member in my family. I was a student of Amrapur Beacon School and College 2012. He is a traveling and gossiping and any other ways. My
I'm Roshan. I'm
My future plan is a
Thank you. Thanks a lot. So I need a volunteer. I need a volunteer.
My father is a businessman. My mother is a housemaker.
Okay, excellent. Thank you. Thank you. So
There are
I
8
need,
family members in my family.
okay,
I
sometimes
was a student of
okay, stop there. Sometimes Zoom is a bit
2003.
funny, right? So okay, I need a volunteer who can give a presentation. So raise your hand. I'd like to see who would like to give a presentation right now. Raise your hand. Raise your hand. I'd like to see how many brave Chris. Okay, okay, got it. So Rakibul Alam, can you please unmute yourself and give a presentation?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm Rakibul Alam. I am from Bangladesh. I am a resident of Bangladesh. My father is a immigrant of Saudi Arabia. My mother is a homemaker. I love watching movie and help helpless people in various ways. And my hobby is traveling. Thank you for watching me.
Excellent. Can you please type in the chat box? Thanks, Rakibul. Right. So Rimon, can you please unmute yourself and give a presentation?
yes, sir.
Sure.
Good afternoon. Hello, everybody. I am Rimon. I am come from Pabna. My father is a businessman. I am a student. My mother is a homemaker. My hobby is traveling and gossiping. That's it.
What's your future plan?
My future plan is I going to Canada and earn a lot of money and
Thank you. Thanks for sharing. Can you please type in the chat box? Thanks, Rimon. So Shohag, can you please unmute yourself and give a presentation?
Sorry, sir.
Can you give a presentation? Okay. Tasfiq Sigdar, can you please unmute yourself and give a presentation?
Assalamu alaikum. Hello everybody. I am Tasfiq Sigdar from Southern Chattogram. My hobby is gardening, and there are 7 members in our family. My mother is a teacher and my father is a theater staff. And I want to be a teacher in my future. Thanks for listening, everybody.
Please type in the chat box. Thanks, Tashfiq. So I need another volunteer. So Monirujjaman, can you please unmute yourself?
Assalamu alaikum. Hi everyone, good afternoon. I am Monirujjaman, come from Borishal, Firozpur. I am resident of Bangladesh. My father's name is Abdul Ghani. He is a late. My father's and mother's 22 years ago late. My future plan. Europe country and earning many.
Okay. Thank you, Monirujjaman. Can you please type in the chat box? Thanks, Monirujjaman. Okay. So our next speaker is Robiul Islam. Robiul Islam, can you please unmute yourself? Robiul, unmute yourself and give a presentation. Okay, Robiul, we can't hear you. So next is Mehdi. I'm not sure whether I pronounce your name right. Yeah, please unmute yourself.
Hello everyone, my name is Mehdi Hassan. I'm a student. I studied at Sirajuddin Sarkar Vidyaniketan and College. After that, I went to Jatir Janak Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman Government College. Currently, I am studying in University of Chittagong, and my family consists of my father, mother, brother, and also me. Okay, I like to watch movies, TV series, and hang out with my friends. And I'm an extrovert person. My future plan is to go to abroad, like European countries. And that's all I wanted to say. Thanks for hearing, guys.
Thank you. Can you please type in the chat box? Thanks, Mehdi. Now, I'm looking for some sort of respectable ladies. Ladies, are you here? Would like to give a presentation because all the boys are crushing it, right? So I haven't seen any ladies who are interested to give a presentation. I'm not sure what's the reason. Can you please type in the chat box who is ready? Okay. So next speaker is Laizan Ahmed. Can you please unmute yourself?
Hello, what's up everyone? Assalamu alaikum. I am from Bangladesh, Kumilla Jila, and I am a student of Jalalabad Cantonment Public University and College. My father is a businessman and my mother is a homemaker, and I was a student of Fatehpur High School, Devidar, Kumilla.
Okay.
And now currently I am studying at Jalalabad College and Jalalabad Cantonment Public University and College. I want to become a good teacher, and I want to become a good teacher or good student in English.
Okay.
There are 7 members in my family, and I would like to.
Okay, Lizen, thank you. Can you please type in the chat box? Thanks, Lizen. Okay, so yeah, so who is next? Can you please just turn on your video and just show your hand? I'd like to see how many of you. Okay, so Mosharraf Hussain, thanks. Can you please unmute yourself and give a presentation?
Yes, sir. Hello, everyone. I am Muhammad Mosharraf Hussain. I have done my graduation in English subject this year. I am from Narshingdi. My father's name is Muhammad Shafiuddin. He is no more in the earth right now. My mother's name is Aklima. There are five members in my family. My hobby is playing cricket, and my future plan is to visit European any countries.
Okay, thank you. So next speaker, I think I've seen someone else. Afia or Ariba, I'm not sure. Can you please turn on your video so that I can find you? Okay, so yeah, Afia. Still I didn't get it. Okay. Afia, can you please unmute yourself and yeah, give your presentation?
Yes. Assalamu alaikum. Hello everyone, this is Bobby and I'm going to tell you about myself. I am from Dhaka and I am resident of Bangladesh. My father is a businessman and my mother is a homemaker. There are 8 members in my family and my hobbies is traveling and my future plan is to be a teacher. That's all. Today's is my presentation here.
Thank you. Can you please type in the chat box? Thanks, Bobby. So Tanzil Islam, can you please unmute yourself and give your presentation?
Hello, assalamu alaikum. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to talk about myself. My name is MD Tanzil Islam Sagar. I am from Gaibandha Jela, which is the southest part in Bangladesh. I'm now staying in Sylhet city for my IELTS purpose. My father is a doctor and my mother is a homemaker. I love to watch movie and also doing programming. And I would like to go abroad in Canada for my higher education. You know, there are lots of opportunities than Bangladesh. That's why.
Okay, got it. So, ladies and gentlemen, can you please type in the chat box? Thanks, Tanzil. So now, would like to move into the next session. So, right now, let me find it out where I'm right now. Okay. So now, you see, so who have practiced a lot? They have started giving the presentation, and at the end of the 7 days speaking challenge, you will see, right? So just you will ask them to study speaking. They'll say, okay, I can. Let's start, right? Where I'm gonna start. So this thing happen, but if you keep learning, but if you don't implement, you are not gonna achieve anything, right? So that's why I encourage you, please practice a lot your presentation and submit the homework into the Facebook group. And that is how you are achieving something, right? So now, as I have mentioned a lot of things before the presentation, so can you please type in the chat box? What do you want to achieve in your life? Type in the chat box. What do you want to achieve in your life? Type in the chat box. Probably it might be 1 sentence, it might be 2 sentences. Type in the chat box, what do you want to achieve in your life? Right? So define it, mean it. It's going to be very specific. It's going to be very specific, right? So what do you want to achieve in your life? Type in the chat box. Okay, so don't write something in vague, right? So for example, I want to earn lots of money. No. Write down something very specific. I want to earn 1 crore. I want to buy a house. I mean, the price of 1 crore, something like very specific, right? So what do you want to achieve in your life? Type in the chat box. So if you say success, it doesn't mean anything, right? So if you say, I'd like to have lots of money, and I'm not sure what you mean by lots of money. I'll say, this is the £5, take it and go, right? So it has to be very specific. So someone said, I want to be a fluent speaker, okay? Very specific. Okay, someone said, I want to buy a Mercedes car, very expensive, but it's a beautiful car to have. Okay, someone said, I want to be a celebrity, okay? Excellent, very specific. I want to study Canada, very specific, okay? I want to do my master's in the UK, very specific, okay? So type in the chat box, what do you like to achieve in your life? What? Try to figure out what, right? Just I'm asking these questions, probably you haven't got your answer yet. I would say when you get free time, especially at night, think about that. What do I want to achieve in my life? Don't confuse yourself going to what is called BCS, going to banking job, going to study abroad. Don't confuse yourself saying 1, 2, 3. So if you have got 3 things, that means you are really confused and you are not achieving anything. So instead of trying different 3 things, I don't mind trying different 3 things. Start with first one. If you'd like to be a BCS cadet, fully focused on BCS, right? Don't think about any other things. Second, okay, if you have changed your mind, okay, I'd like to get a job in bank, so focus only the banking job. If you think, okay, I'd like to settle outside of the country, I'd like to earn 117 times like Habib. So yeah, specifically, right? So what do you want to achieve in your life? Please type in the chat box. Okay, Tamim said business analyst. Okay, so what do you want to achieve? Now the next question I'm going to ask you, why do you want to achieve that? Type in the chat box. Because if you don't know your why, after 3 days, 5 days, you'll forget everything. You'll go your default and you will start doing whatever you were supposed to do. There is no change in the life. So can you please type in the chat box, why do you want to achieve that? So as I told you, this is not only the English class, it's going to be the life-changing class. I'd like to change your life. I'd like to move you emotionally so that you can imagine. And once you can see it in your imagination, you can achieve it, right? So now type in the chat box, why do you want to achieve whatever you want to achieve? Type in the chat box. Why do you want to achieve that? Is it to buy a house for your parents? Is it give some sort of luxurious car? Is it buying something for yourself? For example, for myself, it was, I would say, I had a strong desire to buy a Range Rover, right? So that time I was driving what is called Volkswagen, and my wife was sitting on left-hand side while I was driving. So once I see the Range Rover, I said, hey, Range Rover, right? So I was really focused. Okay, one day I'm going to buy a Range Rover, Range Rover, Range Rover. So once I put my focus in Range Rover, guess what? On last Eid day, I gave a gift to myself. That's the Range Rover. I bought a Range Rover, right? So it was not possible until I focused something very, very specific, right? So all I want from you is try to understand what you want to achieve in life. And the second thing is, why do you want to achieve it? Please type in the chat box, why. I'd like to see your why. Why do you want to achieve that? Very quickly, I'd like to read out everyone else's comment, okay? So Sadia said, become confident and self-dependent. Okay, excellent. So type in the chat box, why do you want to achieve that? কেন আপনি যেটা আপনি অ্যাচিভ করতে চান, কেন আপনি সেটা অ্যাচিভ করতে চান? So just I would like to see your answer. Why? I want to give something better life for my mother. Okay, excellent. That's a beautiful why. Okay, type in the chat box, why do you want to achieve that? For becoming the pillar of elder siblings. I love it. I love it. Thanks for sharing that. Amin Akhtar said, for my better life. Okay. Okay. Robiul Islam said, I want to develop my lifestyle. Okay. Okay. Excellent. I want to be an international spy, but it's my real dream. Okay. Got it. So yeah, keep typing. Keep typing. Why do you want to achieve that? To fulfill a parent's dream. Okay. Excellent. That's beautiful as well. But make sure that dream is aligned with your dream. For example, if you'd like to become a businessman and your parents want you to be a doctor, it's a clash, right? So make sure your dream is aligning with your parents' dream. Abdullah said, I want to give something better our life. Okay, excellent. Thank you. Thanks for sharing that. And to help needy person as well as it also my parents' dream. Tanzil, that's a beautiful thing, right? But if you'd like to help others, first of all, you have to help yourself, right? So once you have got lots of money, so you can help a lot of people. So all I want from you is to help yourself first, then you can help others. Afia said to fulfill my dreams, and I hope it's a better life for me. Okay, excellent. Sumaya said, for some restriction, I don't go out to do a job so that I want to be a freelancer. Excellent, Sumaya. Yeah, there are a lot of people. They are doing freelancing and they are earning, a ton of money in the world. So yeah, the other reason we help a lot of people to learn English is, for example, let's say Sumaya, she has got some sort of a specific skill. Let's say she knows, I'm giving an example. She knows how to build a website. So if she's selling the website to Bangladesh as a freelancer, she can sell like 10,000 taka, right? 15,000 taka. But the same website, if she knows how to speak English, if she goes to different Facebook group, and if she can sell the website to a person who is living in the UK, so then Sumaya can charge in a pound, right? And it might be equivalent to 15,000, 1 lakh. So it's the same service, same skill, but if you can sell it outside of the boundary, you can make a lot of money. So that's another reason to help a lot of young entrepreneurs to speak English. That's my mission, to help millions of people in my life, to help them to speak in English. Okay. Afsan said, I want to support my family. Along with that, want to see my children successful in their life. Okay, excellent, excellent. That's a beautiful why, right? So this is not end of the searching of your why. I would say every day, write down what you want to achieve in your life, right? That's the first thing in the morning you should remind yourself. And the second thing is write it down. Why do I want to achieve? Why do I want to achieve, right? So once you understand what do you want to achieve, and the second thing is what's your why, you're gonna achieve it, right? Keep focus. So this is the most important lesson I got from my business mastery, investing $12,000. They always recommend us write down in the morning what do you want to achieve in your life and why do you want to achieve that. So if you keep focusing yourself, you're gonna achieve it. So now so we're gonna bring up some sort of energy. So can you please stand up? Stand up. So I would recommend you to stand up. So right now we're gonna do some sort of physical exercise, then we're gonna jump into the next session. So who is ready to run? Who is ready to run with me? Please type in the chat box run. I'd like to see how many of you are really ready to run with me. Type in the chat box run. I'd like to see how many. Okay, so yeah, stand up, right? Don't be lazy, but start. Stand up. I'd like to see how many of you'd like to. Okay, it's gonna be a lot of energy once we start running, right? And then we're gonna jump into the next session. So yeah, right, so you know how to run. So if this is the first class, so first of all you got to follow me. All you got to do is you need to move your hand like this position, this, right, this, and you got to put your, let's say, left side leg a bit forward like this. You are really running, and then you need to start. Are you ready? If you are ready, please let's start. 3, 2, 1, go. Let's start. 3, 2, let's run. Yep. Don't stop. Keep running. Keep running. So keep running like you are sweating. Yeah, don't stop. Keep running. Yep. Move your leg. Keep running. Okay, shake your body. Shake your body like this. Thank you. Thanks a lot. So now take your pen and paper. Please take your pen and paper. So we're gonna move a bit faster. And okay. Okay, take your pen and paper. So grab your pen and paper. If you've got some sort of water you need to drink, please do that. Stay hydrated. Okay. All right. So now, can you please write down all the subjects? So write down first of all subject, then write down I, we, you, they, he, she, it, Tony. Right? Please write it down on your paper. And I'm gonna share with you how it's gonna be in a minute. So right, so where is my clicker? Got it? So here you go. So can you please write down subject? I, we, you, they, he, she, it, Tony. And in front of subject, please write down verb. Prothome subject লিখেন plus verb, right? So if you don't understand what I'm saying, so always write down something in the chat box so that I can see it and I can understand it, what you're asking for. So yeah, so please write it down, subject plus verb. These are the two things what I want from you. Okay, so if you have written it, can you please show me? I'd like to see how many of you have written it. Just show me on the camera. I'd like to see. Okay, thank you, Mehdi. Anybody else? Okay, thank you, Tanim. Anybody else? Okay, thank you. Thanks a lot. So now what are you gonna do? This is very, very important thing you got to understand. So English it's not a difficult language, right? All you got to do is you need to understand the pattern. Once you understand how the pattern is, it's going to be easier for you. So to make a sentence, all you need is subject and verb. These are the two things you need to understand. Subject plus verb. Can you please type in the chat box? Subject plus verb. Subject plus verb. Type in the chat box. Subject plus verb. Yeah, that's the two things you need to understand. Subject plus verb. So once you get subject plus verb, that means you can make sentence, right? And we know all the subjects, right? Can you please type in the chat box? What are the subjects you have got? Type in the chat box. All are the subjects you have got. I, we, you, he, she, it, Tony. Type in the chat box very quickly. I, we, you, they, she, it, Tony. Type in the chat box. Okay. Type in the chat box. Okay. Excellent. Excellent. Thanks for responding. Excellent. 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 So now all we got to do is we need to go to this structure, right? So make sure I'm not showing you any other structure. This is the only structure we're going to play with. If you understand this structure, subject plus verb, you understand the English language, right? So this is how we're going to make a lot of sentences. For example, subject is this, I, we, you, they, he, she, Tony, and verb is practice. So if I make sentence, I practice, we practice, you practice, you practice, they practice, he practices, she practices, it practices, Tony practices, right? So this is how we're going to make a lot of sentences. I practice, we practice, you practice, they practice, he practices, she practices, it practices, Tony practices. So you know it. If you get third person singular number, you need to add sound S. So the third person singular number, he, she, it, Tony, we put S or es, right? So he practices, she practices, it practices, Tony practices. I repeat, this is how we're going to make a lot of sentences. I practice, we practice, you practice, they practice, he practices, she practices, it practices, Tony practices. So this is the simple structure. Can you please type in the chat box if you really understood? Type in the chat box understood. I'd like to see. Type in the chat box understood. I'd like to see how many of you really understood. If you didn't understand, please type in the chat box, didn't understand. Okay, okay, got it. A lot of people are saying understood, okay. So still, don't be shy. If you didn't understand, please type in the chat box, didn't understand, okay. So this is how we need to practice. So I practice, we practice, you practice, they practice, he practices, she practices, it practices, Tony practices. We're gonna practice such a way so that, you know, unintentionally, probably we are not making any mistakes. এমন ভাবে আমরা প্র্যাকটিস করব যাতে মনের অজান্তেও আমরা ভুল না করি। So this is how I got to practice. Now what I'm gonna do, I'll unmute yourself and I'll ask you to give me all the sentences. All you got to do is you need to give me all the sentences. I practice, we practice, you practice, you practice, they practices, they practice, he practices, she practices, it practices, Tony practices. Are you ready? If you are ready to give me all the sentences, please type in the chat box ready. I'd like to see how many of you are really ready to give me all the sentences. Okay, excellent. Sumail said ready. You said ready. Ibrahim said ready. Lizen said ready. Okay, Lothar said ready. Okay, thank you. So what I'm gonna do, I will unmute yourself, and when I say go, you got to give me all the sentences, right? So please unmute yourself. 3, 2, 1, go.
I practice, you practice, you practice, you practice, you practice, you practice, you practice, you
practices it.
Thank you. So to give me all the sentences, how many breaths do you need? সবগুলা সেন্টেন্স আমাকে রিড আউট করতে কতটা নিঃশ্বাস আপনার দরকার? Please type in chat box. To give me all the sentences, how many breaths do you need? Okay. Okay, Mehdi said 1, Famida said 45 seconds. Rakib said 1 breath. Okay. Tanim said, Liza said 3 breath. Okay. Jamshid said 1 breath. Okay, let's see. So this time we're gonna practice and we're gonna try to make all the sentences using 1 breath, right? Let me do it fast. So if I can do it, you can do it, right? So ready? Before that, I need to take a long breath, right? So I practice, you practice, you practice, you practice, they practice, he practices, she practices, it practices, Tony practices. Did I make it? Type in the chat box, yes or no. So if I can do it, you can do it, right? So yeah, if I can do it, you can do it too. So now what I'm gonna do, I will again unmute yourself. All you got to do, you need to give me all the sentences, right? So please unmute yourself. 3, 2, 1, go.
I practice, you practice, you practice, you practice, they practice, you practice, you practice, they practice, you practice,
We practice, we practice. They practice, he practices, she practices, it practices, Tony practices.
Thank you. So MD Noyan Mia, can you please unmute yourself and give me all the sentences?
I practice, you practice, you practice, they practice, he practice, she practice, it practice, Tony practice.
Okay, Noyan, thank you. Can you please type in the chat box? Thank you, Noyan. So Noyan, make sure he practices, she practices, it practices, Tony practices, because these are the third person singular number. So he practices. So I practice, we practice, you practice, they practice, but he practices, she practices, it practices, Tony practices. I need another volunteer because this is very important. If you don't understand the simple thing, you will struggle a lot in the future. So I'd like to make sure you are clear. Yeah. So Abjal Chaudhary, can you please unmute yourself and give me all the sentences? Abjal, can you please unmute yourself? Okay, Abjal is not available. Are you?
I practice, we practice, you practice, you practice, they practice, he practice, she practice, it practice, Tony practice.
Okay, Abjal. So again for you as well, he practices, she practices, it practices, Tony practices. So Masum Rahman, can you please unmute yourself?
Yeah.
Go on.
Okay, I practice, you practice, they practice, he practices, she practices, Tony practices.
Excellent, thank you. Please type in the chat box. Thanks, Masum. So now I'd like to have another volunteer. So Rimon, can you please unmute yourself?
I practice, you practice, we practice, you practice, they practice, he practice, she practice, it practice, Tony practice.
So he practices, she practices, it practices, Tony practices. So Amina Akhtar, can you please unmute yourself?
I practice, we practice, you practice, they practice, he practices, she practices, it practices, Tony practices.
Excellent, excellent. Amina, how many breaths have you taken?
I'm not sure.
Okay, okay. So make sure you deliver all the sentences in a speed way, right? So I need another volunteer. So Fatima, can you please unmute yourself?
Thank you, sir. I practice, we practice, you practice, you practice, they practice, he practices, she practices, it practices, Tony practices.
Excellent. Excellent. Thank you. Thank you. Please type in the chat box. Thanks, Fatima. I need the last volunteer is Amjad. Amjad, can you please unmute yourself? Hello, Amjad. Okay, he's not available. Okay. So Jamshed Alam, can you please unmute yourself?
I practice, we practice, you practice, they practice, he practices, she practices, it practices, Tony practices.
Excellent, excellent. Thank you. So now what are we gonna do? We're gonna change the verb and we're gonna practice a different thing, right? So S-P-E-A-K, right? So now what I'm gonna do, I'll unmute yourself again one more time. All you got to do, you need to give me all the sentences using speak. So I speak, we speak, you speak, you speak, they speak, he speaks, she speaks, it speaks, Tony speaks. So please unmute yourself. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go.
I speak,
we speak, you speak, we speak, you speak, they speak, she speaks, it speaks, Tony speaks.
Thank you. So this time, this is the challenge. You got to give me all the sentences using one breath, right? So if you can't make all the sentences in one breath, that means you got to practice a lot. It's clear. So jodi apni all the sentences jodi ek nisheshe na dite paren, then you got to understand that I need to practice a lot. Aro beshi apnake practice korte hobe. So please unmute yourself. 3, 2, 1, go. Let's start.
I speak, we speak, you speak, you speak, they speak, he speaks,
it speaks, Tony speaks.
So now I need some volunteers. So Kausar Ahmed Shahin, can you please unmute yourself? Kausar, can you hear us? Okay, not available. Right, so Tanim, can you please unmute yourself?
Thank you, sir.
Welcome.
May I start now, sir?
Yes.
I speak, we speak, you speak, they speak, he speaks, she speaks, it speaks, Tony speaks.
Excellent. Can you please type in the chat box? Thanks, Tanim. So Ibrahim, can you please unmute yourself and give me all the sentences? Sorry, Tashfiq. Yeah.
I speak, we speak, he speaks, she speaks, they speak, you speak, it speaks, Tony speaks.
So Tashfiq, I think you're not going according to the serial. Anyway, so Lauta, can you please unmute yourself? So please type in the chat box. Thanks, Tashfiq. Lauta, can you hear us? You got to unmute yourself first. Click the button. Okay, Maria Islam, can you please unmute yourself? Maria. Okay, not available. So MD Mir Mamun, can you please unmute yourself? Right, you got to be very responding.
I speak, we speak, you speak, they speak, he speak, she speak, it speak, Tony speak.
Okay, so make sure he speaks, she speaks, it speaks, Tony speaks, right? Can you please try it one more time?
I speak, we speak, you speak, they speak, she speaks, it speaks, Tony speaks.
Excellent, excellent. Thank you. Please type in the chat box. Thanks. So now we're gonna practice one more time all together, right? So are we ready? So you got to give me all the sentences using one breath. So please unmute yourself. 3, 2, 1, go. Let's start.
I speak, you speak,
You speak, they speak,
she speaks,
it speaks.
Thanks a lot. So now you don't need to understand all the grammars, right? If you follow the structure and if you practice here, so you'll make a lot of sentences without making any sort of mistakes, right? So now I'd like to ask you a few questions. So now can you please give me a verb? Type in the chat box. Give me a verb. I'd like to see if you do understand or not. What is verb? Give me a verb, please. V-E-R-B. So give me an example of a verb. Type in the chat box. Okay. Now I need to see your chat. Okay. So what are the verbs? Give me some. Okay. Yeah, that's right. Understand, eat, read. So any sort of action is a verb, right? Zikono action, that is a verb. So you have given a lot of, so write, like, go. So yeah, everybody, can you please type in the chat box a verb? So playful, right? Don't be lazy. Playful. So, okay, got it. Thank you. Thanks a lot. So now, if I ask you a question, so in the morning, you know, we do a lot of activities. We go to washroom, we brush our teeth, take breakfast, drink tea, drive to the office, a lot of things, right? So can you please give me 3 verbs you do in the morning? Only verb. Don't write down anything else, only verb. For example, brush, go, drive. 3 verbs, right? Give me 3 verbs. What do you do in the morning? 3 actions. What do you do in the morning? Type in the chat box. Okay, thank you. Lota said brush, wash, bath. Okay, excellent. Tashfik said walk, eat, brush. Okay, excellent. Legend said brush, run, drive. Okay, excellent. So what do you do? Right? Apni ja koren, erokom 3টা কাজ, please write down in the chat box. Wake up, take, run. Excellent. So 3, right? Kamrul Hussain 3, not 1. So Saki, not 1. 3 verbs. Sadia said wash, walk, eat. Okay, excellent. Robil said brush, eat. So you have written eat twice, right? Go, walk, eat. Okay, excellent. Jobar said brush, take, wash. Okay, excellent. So 3, right? Not 4. Rakib, I didn't ask you for the sentence, just the verb, right? So take or have, something like this, right? Brush, eat, walk. Excellent. Mehdi said brush, talk, walk. Okay, excellent. Abdullah said wash, pray, breakfast. Excellent. So give me 3 actions. What do you do in the morning? Okay, excellent. Excellent. Thank you. Thanks a lot. So now, so you have given me 3 actions you do in the morning. Now think about the 10 actions you do in the morning. Don't write. Just think. 10 actions. What do you do in the morning, right? Just think. Don't write. Just think about that. What are the 10 actions you perform in the morning, right? Just think. What do you do in the morning? Okay, so now this is the thing I'd like to share with you, right? So now, can you please give me 10 actions? Start writing. 10 actions. What do you do in the morning? It's a lot of writing, but do it. Go for it, right? So write down 10 actions you do in the morning. I'm gonna give you 60 seconds to write it down. 10 actions in the morning you do. Start typing on your mobile phone, on computer. So what are the 10 things you do in the morning? What are the 10 things you do in the morning? Type in the chat box. 10 things. So 10 verbs you need to give me, right? So type in the chat box. If you can't remember 10 verbs, that's absolutely fine. Write down at least 5, right? So 5 to 10 verbs, what do you perform in the morning? So time is started right now. Countdown is started, right? So 10 verbs, 10 actions, whatever you perform in the morning. Type in the chat box. Type in the chat box. 10 actions you do in the morning. Yeah, very quick. I'm gonna grab the tool to sit for a while. Okay. Okay, Eklasu said wake up, wash, brush, walk, bath, get ready. Excellent. Mijan said wake up. Okay, brush, freshen up. Okay, excellent. Okay. Run, speak, eat, walk, listen, read, sleep, pray, brush, run. Okay, excellent. Thank you. Thanks for sharing. Okay. Okay, excellent. Thank you. Keep typing. 10 actions. What do you do in the morning? Yeah, keep typing. So, okay, these are the things you are saying, right? So you said, get up, brush teeth, make breakfast, have a cup of coffee, get ready for office, take bus, arrive at office, start walking, right? So these are the things. So can you remember the structure is subject plus verb? So we know the subjects I, we, you, they, he, she, Tony. Now, what I'm gonna do, I'll practice with I. So I get up early in the morning, 7 o'clock, then I brush my teeth, I go to washroom, take shower, then I come out, then I make breakfast and have a cup of tea, and then I jump into the class and I take class for 90 minutes. And once I finish my class, I get ready to go to office and I drive down to London, right? So this is my morning routine, right? So what about you? What do you do in the morning? That's the thing you got to say it, right? So first of all, because once I unmute yourself, there will be a lot of chaos, but without unmuting yourself, I'd like to ask you the same question. What do you do in the morning? What do you do in the morning? So if I ask you what do you do in the morning, you should answer me. Hi everyone. Now I'd like to share with you what I do in the morning. I get up early in the morning at around 7 o'clock. Then I go to washroom, I brush my teeth, then I make my breakfast, have a cup of tea. Then I get ready to jump into the class. Then I attend 7 days speaking challenge. Then, and after finishing the class, usually I go downstairs, I go to my car, I start driving, and I reach office at 11 o'clock, right? So this is my morning routine. Did you understand? So I'm gonna ask you what do you in the morning. You need to give me 10 sentences. If you really understood, please type in the chat box understood. Right? Type in the chat box understood. I'd like to see how many of you really understood what I just asked for. Right? So it's a beautiful weather outside. It's sunny, right? Excellent. Excellent. Thank you. Thank you. So, okay. যদি আপনি এখনো না বুঝে থাকেন, all you got to do is 10টা সেন্টেন্স মেক করতে হবে। আপনি সকালবেলা যা যা করেন সেইগুলোর ভিতরে 10টা সেন্টেন্স মেক করতে হবে, right? All you got to do is you need to make 10 sentences, and this is how you're going to make sentence and you're going to practice. So now I'm going to ask you and you need to answer me. So once I say 3, 2, 1, go, you need to answer me, right? So the question is, what do you do in the morning? Please unmute yourself. 3, 2, 1, go.
I get up early in the morning.
Get up early in the morning. I go to the
Morning, when I brush my
I make my breakfast. Get ready for office. Get ready for I arrive at after walking bus.
Brush my teeth and arrive at
Thank you. Thank you. Thanks a lot. So this is what you do in the morning, right? Okay, so if you didn't understand yet, all you got to do is you need to write down subject and you need to write down verb, right? So this is the simple structure. So subject is I, and here are all the verbs. So I is subject. So I get up, I brush my teeth, I make breakfast, I have a cup of tea, I get ready for office, right? This is how I need to tell. So now I need a volunteer who can help me with this, right? So let's see if I get a volunteer right now. So okay, so Abdullah Al Safwan, can you please unmute yourself and please tell us what do you do in the morning?
I get up.
Yeah, keep going. I get up early in the morning around 8 o'clock.
I get up early in the morning and go to bathroom.
Okay.
Wash my teeth, and I go to masjid to pray.
Okay.
And come home, make breakfast, and I go to freelancing course.
Okay.
That's all.
Okay, thank you. Can you please type in the chat box? Thanks, Abdullah. So Masum Rahman, can you please unmute yourself and share with us what do you do in the morning?
Well, I got up early in the morning, then I get up early in the morning. I woke up early in the morning, then I go to bathroom, wash my teeth and wash my face. Then I come my room and complete my breakfast. Then I have a badge for the a student badge. I teach them. Then after that, I complete my some tasks in home tasks. Then I go out.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Thanks for sharing that. So can you please type in the chat box? Thanks, Masum. So Shahnas Parveen, can you please unmute yourself and tell us what you do in the morning?
Assalamu alaikum.
Also,
I wake up early in the morning, then I go to bathroom, I brush my teeth, then I wash my hand, face, then I come my room and I pray my prayer, then I drink water, I talk with my roommate, then I stay my bed and start reading, then I go to campus.
okay, okay,
Thanks for
excellent.
hearing.
Thank you. Thanks for sharing. Please type in the chat box. Thanks, Shahnas. I need another volunteer. Another volunteer. Can you please unmute yourself and tell us what you do in the morning? I'm not sure what's your name.
Assalamu alaikum.
Muslim.
I'm Lisan Ahmed. I get up in the morning at 7 o'clock and I go washroom and brush my teeth and face, and then I make breakfast and have a cup of tea or coffee and get ready for my college, and I go college.
Okay.
My is for my study. That's it.
Okay. Thank
Assalamu
you. So thanks for sharing. So now the next question is, what do you do in the afternoon? Right. So from 12 o'clock till 5 o'clock, what do you do? Can you please type in the chat box 10 actions, 10 verbs? What do you do in the afternoon? Right. So 3, 2, 1, go. Let's keep typing in the chat box. So 10 actions you do in the afternoon from 12 o'clock till 5 o'clock. So time is started right now. I'm going to give you 60 seconds to type it. So please type in the chat box, what are the 10 actions you perform in the afternoon from 12 o'clock till 5 o'clock? Yeah, so you got to be very quick. 10 actions you do in the afternoon. Very quick. Okay, so 10 actions you got to say 10, not 3, not 1, not 5, 10. Okay, Lota said take rest, make evening snacks, walk, watch TV, eat dinner, watch TV. Okay. So Tashpik said take bath, complete. Lota, that's fine. You're watching TV too much, but make sure you manage your time to do the presentation and record the video in the Facebook group, right? So, okay, Tanim said bath, lunch, rest, playing outside, gossiping, walking, cycling, running. Okay, okay. Abdullah said shower, pray, eat, sleep. Okay, excellent. Legend said work, studying at campus, lunch, fresh, watching TV, read, listen, take bus for college, mobiling. Okay, I'm not sure what do you mean by mobiling. I mean using or surfing your mobile phone. Mahadi Shiab said lunch, bath, watch, rest, playing. Okay, excellent. Thank you. Thanks for sharing. Keep typing. Don't stop. Keep typing. Sadia said, okay, not the sentence, Sadia. It takes too much time. So, okay, excellent. Anyway, thank you for sharing. Ibrahim said sleep and play cricket, spend time with friends, gossiping, walking. Okay. So come back from office, wash my hand here, pace, then I pray, then rest. Okay, excellent. Okay, excellent. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks for sharing. So the question was, what do you do in the afternoon, right? That was the question. So if I get you, so the question is, what do you do in the afternoon? And you are giving me a lot of answers. So that means you can say, I have lunch, I take rest, I start working. And after that, I leave office, I go to tea stall, take a cup of tea. Then I take bus or I drive down. I return home, I refresh myself, I watch TV, I attend 7 days speaking challenge, and I finish my homework, right? So that's what you can say. So now what I'm gonna do, can you please look at on the screen what you can see? Everyone else, look at the screen, what you can see, right? So can you please start with me? Can you please start with me? 3, 2, 1, go. Hi everyone, my name is Abid. Today I'd like to share with you what I do in the afternoon. First of all, I take lunch around 12:30 o'clock. Then I take rest for some time. Then I start working, and I leave office around 6 o'clock. Then I go to tea stall. I take a cup of coffee. Then I go to my car. Then I start driving down to home, and I return home. I refresh myself once I arrive home, and I watch TV for some time. I attend 7 days speaking challenge, and I finish my homework. That's all, right? So can you say it? So now what I'm gonna do, I'll unmute yourself. Please unmute yourself, and I'm gonna ask you the same question. What do you do in the afternoon, right? So please unmute yourself. 3, 2, 1, go. What do you do in the afternoon?
Hello everyone.
Take my rest.
Working, studying,
Networking.
is only go to
I attend
return home, refresh myself, attend 7 days,
my work.
then I do my homework.
Refresh myself, then I watch my day,
Refresh myself.
Excellent. Excellent. Thank you. Thank you. So the next question I'm gonna ask you. So what do you do in the evening? So after 5 o'clock till you go to bed, what do you do in the evening, right? Can you please type in the chat box? What do you do in the evening? What do you do in the evening? Please type in the chat box. Give me 10 actions. What do you do in the evening? 3, 2, 1, go. Start typing. Start typing. What do you do in the evening? I need 10 actions. What do you perform in the evening? আপনি বিকালে যা যা কাজ করেন এরকম 10টা অ্যাকশনের নাম লিখেন in your chat box, right? So yeah, keep typing. Keep typing. So 10 seconds. Keep typing. I'm going to give you 10 seconds. Keep typing. It's not 10, 60 seconds to get your answer, right? Keep typing. So what do you do in the evening? Yeah, keep typing. Okay, thanks, Masum, for answering. Thanks, Lizen. And then thank you. Thanks, Sadia. Thanks, Raymond. Thanks, Daspik. Thank you so much, Mehdi. Thanks, Shazan Praveen. So the question is, what do you do in the evening? Give me 10 actions. What do you do in the evening? Yeah, 10 more seconds. Please keep typing. So thank you, Shetu, for answering. Rubil, thank you. Thanks for sharing. Afi Rubi, thanks for sharing. Ruhul, Mirza, thank you. So 5 seconds more. Yeah, keep typing, keep typing. Thanks, Tanim, for answering. Okay, Ibrahim, thank you. Munjulu Jaman, thank you. Masum, thank you. So last 5 seconds, keep typing. All right. So now, okay, so I ask you 3 questions. So what do you do in the morning? What do you do in the afternoon? And what do you do in the evening, right? So 3 questions I asked, and I demanded the answers from you, 30 sentences, right? 10 sentences in the morning, 10 sentences in the afternoon, 10 sentences in the evening. So how many sentences altogether? Type in the chat box. How many sentences are all together? Yeah, quickly type in the chat box. Very quickly type in the chat box. Okay, so 30 sentences, right? So 30 sentences. Okay, so if I accumulate all your answer is what do in the morning, afternoon, and evening. So that means what do you do every day? This is the answer I'm gonna get it, right? So this is the things what do you do every day. So now the question is, what do you do every day, right? So if you ask me the same question, I'll say, hi everyone, my name is Habib. Today I'd like to share with you what I do every day. Can you please type in the chat box, what I do every day? I'd like to share with you what I do every day. Type in the chat box. I'd like to see everyone else comment, what I do every day. What I do every day, yeah? So you need to start saying something like this. Hi, everyone, my name is Habib. Today I'd like to share with you what I do every day. And then you need to keep going. I get up early in the morning and I brush my teeth. I make my breakfast. Then I have a cup of tea. Then I get ready to go to office. Then I drive down to the office in London. I arrive office at 10 o'clock. Then I start working. Around 12:30, I have my lunch and then I take rest for some time. Then I start working. I leave office around 5:30. Then I go to tea stall. I take a cup of coffee. I refresh myself. Then I drive down. I return home. I refresh myself and I watch TV for some time. I attend 7 days speaking challenge. Then I finish my homework. In the evening, I get together with my family. I take some snacks. Then I help to cook and I take dinner. I read books for some time. I chat with my family members. Then I take a look on tomorrow's plan. Then I get ready to go to sleep and I go to bed and I sleep. Thanks for listening, right? So this is how you need to make 30 sentences. How many sentences? Type in the chat box. How many sentences you got to make, right? 30 sentences, right? So all you got to do is you need to practice it at least 10 times. How many times? Type in the chat box. How many times you need to practice it? How many times you need to practice it? 10 times. Please type in the chat box 10 times, right? Not less than even 1 time. 10 times. Not 9 times, not 8 times, not 6 times, not 5 times, 10 times. So 30 sentences, 10 times. You got to practice it. So once you become fluent, all you got to do is you need to make a presentation. However, now I'd like to see how you can speak. So what I'm going to do, I will unmute yourself and I need to ask the question and you need to answer me all together, right? So are you ready? If you're ready, please type in the chat box ready. I'd like to see how many of you are really ready. R-E-A-D-Y, ready. Type in the chat box ready. Okay, excellent. Thank you. So please unmute yourself. 3, 2, 1, go.
Hello everyone.
Hi,
Generally, I woke up in the early morning, refresh myself, TV at 8, woke up early, take my homework, then I take my salah, and then I take my dinner, refresh my my teeth, and take sleep, go to bed, wash my hand, and go to class, and then I try to my
dinner,
after that, refresh myself. I get to go
sleep,
and then when I come back to my home, then I eat my lunch. After that, I
I refresh myself and I
friends also call me and I try to
test challenge and I finish my homework and get with my family.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. So now, can you please type in the chat box? How many sentences have you made and delivered? Right? Type in the chat box. কতগুলো সেন্টেন্স আপনি তৈরি করেছেন? Type in the chat box. Okay, 30, 30, 10. Okay, 30. Okay, excellent. Excellent. So this is your homework. 30 sentences 10 times, right? And I would like to see everyone else's video in the Facebook group, right? So if this is your first class, I would like to give you the link so that you can go to, this is the Facebook group. And yeah, I have seen a lot of presentation. Okay, so Litunur Rashid, then who else? So a lot of people have submitted their homework. So Habib Rahman, thank you. Sohil Rana, thank you for your presentation. Then Tripti Barua, thank you so much. Alamin Chubo, thank you so much for your presentation. So Maqsuda Rahman, thank you so much for your presentation. So all you got to do, once you give the presentation, you see a lot of beautiful comments. So awesome, cool, brilliant, and you just say thank you, right? You need to give a reply. So Sadia Sabrin, thank you so much for your presentation. Okay, so a lot of people have given the presentation. So thank you so much. So if you attended this class as a first class, so this is the link I'm gonna share with you. All you got to do is you need to go to this link and you need to give a presentation right now, right? So what do you do every day? So probably you might practice probably 3, 4, 5 times right now. Then you got to go to the link and just you need to grab your phone and you need to go to this group and then you need to press the live button. I recommend to go to live inside the group and you say, hi everyone, my name is Habib. Today I'd like to share with you what I do every day. First of all, I get up early in the morning, I go to bed at 11 o'clock, right? So it has to be at least 30 sentences. So I recommend you to practice a lot. And now this is not the end of the class. So tomorrow, what are you going to learn? You know, language. What is language? Can you please type in the chat box? What is language? What is language? Type in the chat box. What do you mean by language? Type in the chat box. What do you mean by language? I'd like to see your answer, your opinion. What do you mean by language? What do you mean by language? Type in the chat box. What do you mean by language? Type in the chat box, please. What do you mean by language? I'd like to see everyone answer. Method of communication. Language means to express opinion. Someone said Monir Bhasha Prakash Karar Madhyam. Excellent, thank you. So to me, it's very simple. Language means asking and answering. Language means what? Type in the chat box. Asking and answering. Type in the chat box. Language means nothing but asking and answering. So if you know how to answer a question and if you know how to ask a question, that means you know the language, right? This is called language. You're not here to learn literature. So you're here to communicate. You need to ask and you need to answer. So asking and answering. So in the next class, don't even dare to miss the next class. So in the next class, we're going to learn how to ask question. Because a lot of people here, I mean, if I ask you the question, probably you might be able to answer me, right? But sometimes what I find is most of the students, they struggle a lot to ask a question because they don't know how to ask question. So we're going to learn in the next class how to ask question. And if you understand how to ask question, that means if someone asks you the question, you can understand that, okay, so he's asking me this question. So, okay, this should be the answer. So if you don't know how, if you don't understand the question, it's going to be really, really difficult to answer it, right? So all I recommend from you is please come to the class tomorrow, exactly the same time. And what else? I would like to request you, please go to this, go to this Facebook group and give your presentation right now, because I know you are ready. Some of you, right now you are ready. All you got to do is you need to click this link, you need to go there and you need to give a presentation. So what do you do every day? And if you need some time, that's fine as well, but make sure before coming to the next class, you have done your presentation, you have given the presentation. Can you remember? Learning, implement, and achieving, right? So khelte khelte, khelo aur jante jante, right? So we don't like to be that person, right? So make sure you learn, you implement, and you achieve, right? So I would recommend you again, please go to this link and yeah, and give your presentation. And thank you so much for joining today, and see you in the next class. Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye. So please make sure you go to this link and you give the presentation right now, right? So leave here clicking the page. Yep, go there, give a presentation right now. Okay, 3, 2, 1, go.